says, women, particularly for you, respect your husband as the leader of the family. Even though you're probably smarter than him, you can probably do it better than him, you're more right than he often is. We all know that is true. Regardless, let them make the final call. Let them do it their way. If they make a mistake, say, hey, that's okay. You know, you tried your best and maybe it'll work on next time. I got some ideas if you want. But you know, don't feel bad about it. We all make mistakes. Let the husband be the leader of the family. Verse 25. Husbands. Now he zeroes in on an issue for husbands. For women it was respect. For husbands it's love. Women are awesome at love. So he doesn't need to zoom in on that one for them. And men, they're pretty good at respect. But they're not so good at love. Husbands, love your wives. Just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. What does that love look like? Here's what it looks like. To make her holy, cleansing her by the washing of water through the word, and to present her to himself as a radiant church without stain or wrinkle or any other blemish, but holy and blameless. What he's saying here is, if you choose to accept this, it will remove a fox in your relationship. The husband is kind of like the pastor of a small church. If it's just you and your spouse, you have a church of 2, your husband's the pastor. If you have a few kids, you have a church of 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, your husband's the pastor of that little tiny church. And if he can embrace the fact that he's the pastor and it's his responsibility to somehow bring spiritual enlightenment to his family, even though his wife may be like know the Bible better, she may like go to church more, it's still his responsibility to claim that role and say, okay, I don't know how to do this, but I'm going to see it as my responsibility to lead those in my family to God, to make them without stain, holy, blameless, unwrinkled. I'm not going to say, well, here's how some people do it, here's maybe an opinion on this. He says, here's what I think about this issue, and I think God wants us to try this as a family or try this as a couple. Whichever one in the family says, all right, Dad, let's give it a try. Let's do it your way. We respect you enough to let you be our pastor. Verse 29. After all, people have never hated their own bodies, but they feed and care for them. He's saying, your wife is now part of your body. You need to take care of her in the same way that you take care of yourself. Verse 33, however, each one of you must love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband. Saying, in the same way that Christ loved all of us by dying for us, the word for love there is agape, and it's when you're continually ready to subordinate your pleasure to benefit others. Now, admit it, women, if you had the leader in your family who was like always subordinating their deal for your deal, you would have a much easier time submitting to that kind of person. Because if you submit to them, their job is to get you everything that you need. Sounds nice, right? That's the way it's supposed to go. Meanwhile, the woman is saying, wow, he's just giving me everything I need. I want to give him everything he needs. And then there's this mutual like give. And that's the way the Bible sets it out for the husband and wife to agree and get to know each other and grow in their relationship. And he uses words like love, submit, respect. Let's shift to work. He talks about work in chapter 6, verse 7. He says, serve wholeheartedly. This is like work at your job, wholeheartedly, as if you were serving the Lord, not people. There he uses the word serve. So at work you serve, and at home you love, respect, and submit. Work is what you do. Family is who you are. And we already know where the priority is. Family, and within family it's spouse first, then children, and then it's work. Now the problem for many guys, and many women too, who have jobs is, it's so much easier, as I mentioned earlier, to kind of, okay, I know I prioritize my family first and my spouse above my kids, but I really need to go in late, I really need to take this project home, I really need to like brood about this work-related thing at home, and I should be giving my best and submitting and respecting and loving and teaching my family. We all know we want to be like that, but in the choices we make, we continually choose to cheat our family. God is asking us to cheat the foxes, not your family. In your job, if they're asking you to work weekends, you just got to say, I can't. If they're asking you to stay late, but you know you have like family time already programmed in, you have date night programmed in your schedule, or it's just like so stressful you need to like, I can't supervise 6 people anymore, I can only supervise 4 because I'm just bringing it home all the time. Cheat the foxes, not your family. If you need to stand up to your boss and say, I can't work like this anymore, and they fire you, God's going to take care of you and get you another job. Okay, we have to cheat the foxes, not our families. And because if we keep working late and working too much, and there's this imbalance, eventually it's going to eat away at the love and respect that your spouse has for you and that your kids have for you. You know, work is work. But family's forever. Family lasts forever. It's an influence that has grandkids and they have kids. It moves forever and their eternal destinies are at stake. Your family is forever. So don't cheat your family. Cheat the foxes. And if you end up losing a job or you get demoted or whatever, you say, I did what I thought was right. I prioritized my family over this fox of workaholism. God's going to have to take care of you. And He will. You trust Him in that margin and that uncertainty, He will take care of you. That's what Paul's saying. He's saying, you are your family, you do your work. You love, submit, respect your family, you serve at work. And you serve the same way we do relationships. At work, we serve as if Jesus is our boss, he says. Serve as if the Lord is your boss, not people. So you're going to work really hard, you're not going to slack. You may snack on your breaks, but you're not going to take extended breaks. Because Jesus is your boss. It's not Gary or Dick or Pat or Stephanie. It's my boss is Jesus. And that's who I'm going to obey. Even though my boss may be a jerk, treat me bad, I'm going to respect them not because they deserve it, but because I respect Jesus. Any questions about that? Good time for questions. A great example of this is President Obama. You heard about he's really busy doing a bunch of things in the Middle East and then active in the economy over here. And he takes a night off and flies his wife to New York and they go see a Broadway play. They go for dinner and then they fly back. And there's an uproar because it probably costs like $200,000 or something. But his wife's worth it. You know, that's the busiest job in the world. And it's the hardest job in the world. And Obama's saying, I don't care. You can fire me if you want. Don't vote for me next time. But I'm going to cheat the foxes. I'm not cheating Michelle. I promised her I'd take her to this Broadway play. And I'm going to take her to that Broadway play come hell or high water. Because I think Michelle knows what the priority is in Barack's life. She knows it's God, Michelle, the kids, the job. I think that kind of activity that he did makes a pretty strong statement. And it also stimulated the economy because now a lot of people are seeing Broadway shows because they want to be like Barack and Michelle. They want to take their wife on dates. So it may have cost $200,000, but I bet it was like $2 million impetus. What do they call it? When they like inject the economy with money? Stimulus. Yeah, it's like this big stimulus package by just showing everybody what it means to love and respect his wife and put her above everything as the leader. And the wife says, I love you so much, I'm going to make you the leader and I'm going to defer to what you think. No, I'm going to defer to what you think. Well, I'm going to defer to what you think more than you defer to what I think. Well, I'm going to triple defer to what you think. It sounds ridiculous, but that's where Paul is leading. So we cheat work, not our family. We cheat the foxes, not our wives, not our husbands, because family is forever. We respect our husbands and we love our wives, and we work hard at work, not because they deserve it, but because Jesus deserves it. He earned it. He paid for it.